BisuDagger along with Amazing XKCD. We are watching the KSL Day 6. This could be potentially the last day of the round of 16, but we'll find out very shortly if it's going to go into the tiebreakers.
I feel like we're going to have at least one game with the tiebreakers.
Oh, most definitely. I feel like there's no way avoiding it, but I don't care. I mean, the tiebreakers between the two groups that have the potential would be pretty exciting.
Definitely, especially I think those are going to be the last two games of today.
Right.
We're doing the standard A, B, C, D. Then again, we don't know what the Hungry Up guys are going to do because they always mess up. They always mess us up.
Right. I do fear Group D going into the tiebreaker over Group C. We still haven't been victim to the super long TVT, but it could definitely happen if we get into the round robin with the parent players.
Right. I mean, but then again, like every TVT we had so far has been short, so maybe that process will keep going on.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like all the players really just didn't want to go into that late game TVT style play. Mongpa just busted out 2 fact in 2 of 3 of the games.
Yep. I don't blame him if you think he can get the easy win, because he's like every time he did a 2 fact, an opponent went for the American Band or 14 CT from like C did yesterday. So I mean, 2 fact is a pretty good response to it. And if you are going 14 CT, you have to be prepared for that kind of response in the first place.
Right.
It seems like C was a bit caught off guard. So.
Better make sure we get on Team Liquid here.
Uh-huh.
Go.
Dun dun dun. Bum ba-dum.
Yeah, someone sent me a PM saying that they wanted to co-cast with me, and I guess they're streaming now anyway. So, competition. Oh well. Let's see here. Alright guys, we have 4 groups to go through, and 2 of them are going to be meaningless games, which is unfortunate, but they could be fun. I mean, we do have our beloved Larva, who's playing versus Movie Group B, and I think that should be a great game regardless.
Yeah, definitely, because even if you're a StarCraft player, even if you're out of the competition, you still want to show a good game, you know? Part of that professionalism.
Right.
Do it for the fans. Or at the very least, leave the tournament with a bang. You know?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
have some.
what's ironic is Team Liquid just came out with an article about Naniwa, and he's a StarCraft 2 player who was famous for being in this kind of round-robin format where he lost both his games and knew he was out of the tournament. So in his final game, he just sent all his probes to his opponent's base to have them die, and then tapped out. GG.
Huh.
Because he didn't see the point in playing if he wasn't going to advance. And so it caused a lot of issues. Like the Korean community was like, holy crap, why would anybody do this? Who wouldn't want to just play the game? So,
I remember, I actually saw that game live. I was quite shocked at that as well.
yeah, wasn't that against Nesty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Nesty was very confused at the interview. He's like, if you're a StarCraft player, why would you ever throw a game like that? You should always try your hardest no matter what. That's part of being a professional StarCraft player. Because if you don't make it for the money, you always have to play for the fans. You have people who support you, who want to see you do their best, you know?
Right.
No matter what.
Right, you're all the way out there. You know, he was born in Sweden, so you go all the way from Sweden to South Korea, which is a good distance, and you have this company that's putting you on TV, giving you airtime, casting for you. You know, put in some effort, show some fun games, and so it looks like, are we going to see Rock versus Pusan? Here's the moment here. to see if we're going to start off with Group A. But I feel like we're going to get a good show from this PvP based on the previous ones we've seen. They've been pretty exciting.
Every PvP we had on Avalon had been extremely exciting PvPs.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like the most like coolest matches to watch so far were the PvP matches.
Yes. And Avalon in general has just shown us like WTF games, you know?
Right, because it's a very unorthodox map design. So
right.
you can get very creative in what you can do in that map.
You see that guy had in his face?
Yes.
Oh. He's not a Korean girl. He doesn't need to be shy.
Or maybe he's supposed to be working right now. Don't want to be caught on stream.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes kids, like back in the day, kids would hide their faces as well because they would skip cram school.
Yeah. Well, you know what I heard is that Koreans not only have like paid time off days, like personal days that you could take, but they also get 5 or 6 Korean studio days, StarCraft studio days.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
No, I'm just kidding, but that would be awesome. Be like, okay, I'm gonna need a half day today because I gotta go watch StarCraft. Oh, StarCraft, go!
Or maybe like they just go to work super early in the morning, you know, like maybe like 4 a.m. instead of 8 a.m.
Right.
Early. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't work in Korea, so I can't tell you much about the culture in the workplace. I can only talk about my American culture.
Yeah. Well, I have flexible hours for my company, so it's pretty fortunate that if this was during the weekday, I'd be extremely exhausted, but I would probably be able to cast these still because it's at the 5 a.m. time slot. That 7 a.m. time slot is the hardest one because once I run past 9 o'clock, then I am late for it.
Yeah.
So, yay for weekends.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So we got the Pleasantville suits going on today. You know, the gray and the black.
That's nice for now. So it looks like yeah, we're gonna have the first game. Rock versus Tucson.
Yes. What a great way to start today. And honestly, I feel like I know that it was probably going to be A through D in this order, but saving the groups that matter for last is a pretty good move, regardless. Keep the important games.
And actually, where did Rock get that? What kind of mouse pad is that? You see that mouse pad he's using? It's like a pink one. And it's not even like a standard mouse pad shape. It's kind of like it has like the...
Yeah, it has something poking out at that.
Is that a butterfly mouse shape? Or like a bunny?
What?
That's pretty... That's really cool.
Is that a butterfly?
I mean, it looks like it had legs, or maybe that might be tips of the wings.
Could be a mouse on its hind legs or something. I don't know.
Something like a bunny head or maybe a horse head.
His mouse looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Which one did he have?
I don't know. But I'm curious about it. Why is there that red button in front of the mouse? And it looks like, well, we're going to pan over to Busan here.
Yep.
I wonder if his wife brought the baby into the studios again to come watch.
You know what, though? At least he wore a decent shirt this time instead of a white tee. Because that was just lazy.
I think
you could really tell that he was, like, a father in that last game.
Yeah, I think his wife berated him for that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he lost, because he wasn't professional looking enough.
It's probably because his baby threw up on his sweater, so he had to ditch it right before the game.
Yeah.
You know, that makes me feel sad, because the baby probably can't eat food now. He should have won that game. I feel bad for him. Bisu has money. Busan, you need to provide for your family.
He needs the money for the milk.
Yeah. Speaking of Bisu, he's got 4,000 viewers on his stream, so... just view stealing right now.
Or maybe everyone's just watching him. Is he watching the KSL right now, or is he playing games?
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't have it open.
You see the numbers in the sidebar here.
Yeah, from when I opened it up like 20 minutes ago, though. So he may have stopped by now, too. But it's still a lot of viewers. So, guys, Group A is going to be Rock versus Tucson. It's going to be on Avalon. If you guys don't remember, Bisu versus Rock was a really exciting game. And Rock was actually winning the early game until Bisu came in with a 4 Zealot drop into the back mineral expansion. And
Rock should have defended that. I mean,
right.
Units in natural, actually with full HP, and he just let it fall.
He inexcusably lost that expansion.
Yeah, he's the Rock, you know? You don't
right.
Get so
I do love this map, though, so I am excited to see it again.
Yeah, I can't wait to see like what kind of new PvP strategy the players will bring up. Will Rock go for another 2-gate shenanigans?
Right. So do you think Rock's gonna open up standard versus Pusan, or how do you think he's gonna play this one out?
You know what I actually want to see? I want to see Rock make a backdoor gateway in Pusan's backdoor expansion.
Yeah.
Now that would be really cool to see.
That would be awesome. And how do you think Pusan's gonna respond here?
I don't know. Higher Reavers.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think Robo's the way to go on this map. Like regardless, you just have to get that shuttle because it's so good, so powerful. And here comes the countdown, guys. This is the Kongdoo Starz League. We are watching Day 6, Match 1. Rock versus Pusan in Group A. I'm BisuDagger. XKCD is on the microphone with me, and these players have just gotten into the game.
So it looks like we're going to have Rock spawn us the red Protoss in the 11 o'clock position, and then on the other side of the map, Pusan the white Protoss in 5 o'clock position.
So who do you think is going to win this game? Let's start predictions while we're in the early game here.
I feel like Rock is going to win because the way that he played the last couple games, it showed that he had the determination to win no matter what. Even though both players are out of the group, Rock still wants to leave a feeling that he did his best. At least he's got one win.
Yeah, I feel like Rock played pretty well in his games, but I'm going to go with what I clicked in the Team Liquid LR thread, which was Pusan. I think he's going to win this game.
Alright. So both players going for pylon and base, so it looks like I'm not going to have my shenanigans yet.
No, not yet.
I'm curious though, like every Avalon game we had, we've always been horizontal spawns, right? So we never actually had a cross spawn position.
No, we did, but not in the PvP. We had the TV.
Oh yeah, high
with Jaehoon and
yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah, he got rolled. The carrier game too.
I don't think carriers are good on this map though.
Oh no, I think they're terrible with his strategy at least. They're pretty terrible.
Because the way that happened, I like what Rock's doing. He's going for the crossbow. You know, that's Pusan going for the crossbow.
Oh, they just barely missed each other too. Oh,
and both players are still going for the 2-gate. Both players going for the 2-gate. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, this is going to be aggressive.
And now, you know what the funny thing is that Pusan might actually start scouting crossbow. No, Rock will scout crossbow because he thinks that the timing of Pusan's probe. Yeah, wow. Look at this. Pusan basically mitigating Rock.
Yeah.
Now, Rock's sending his probe up to the 1 o'clock position where there's going to be no base there. So he's already wasted a lot of time scouting, especially with the 2-gate strategy.
Oh my god.
Players are employing.
I can't believe he decided to send his probe all the way up to the top right instead of just scouting to the left. Or scouting to the bottom right.
No, I think that's very interesting to note out because I think it seems like the scouting times are so short that you can go for the risky cross-spawn scout and throw your opponent off. Meanwhile, there's a mana pylon from Rock.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, did both Stellans just skip each other?
So it looks like the Manor Pylon inside of Rock's base is going to be difficult. He's got to make sure he can get his probes back to mining.
Oh, Busan got his Zealot in. Oh, this is not good. Zealot's going to be forced to be chasing that. Meanwhile, the probe got... Rock's probe finally got into Busan's base. Wait, how did they get past into Zealots? I'm confused here.
Well, maybe he got his Zealots.
And why?
Maybe he didn't get his Zealots there in time. Or there may be a little bit of a gap in his ramp block. But Busan's getting all the information he needs. You can see that there are the two gates inside of Rock's base.
Oh, you see Rock go for the gas deal. Oh, this is very cheesy of Rock.
Yeah, this is the problem. If you don't go for a faster robo, you're not inclined to put down an assimilator right away, and without doing that assimilator timing, you are open to a gas steal if the probe's inside of your base. So it almost is a good idea to take that assimilator a little bit earlier, if you know that you've got a probe that you can't kill, because you don't want it to be a nuisance.
Meanwhile, both players are going for backdoor expansions. It's like they're doing the exact same build. Now Rock will finally take his own gas, so it looks like now he's going to want to start bringing out the tech.
Right. And going for the backdoor expansion is fine because it plays into their mineral-heavy openings that they wanted to go for here. And having the late assimilators for both players. Is that assimilator Busan's also instead of Rock's base?
No, that's Rock's assimilator.
Okay. I think the
Busan didn't have a probe. Busan didn't have a probe alive.
And it looked white.
I think that probe got killed. So it looks like both players are going to scout each other's natural backdoor, and then just going to start tacking up right now. So both players have their cores going down. Meanwhile,
right.
It's just really nice of Rock to keep his probe alive. Because Busan's going to have to make a Dragoon now in order to kill it.
Yeah. And Busan's been able to keep his Zealot alive, though. It's been running around. It does see the scout here, and it is getting low on health. A couple more hits here, and that will die too. Sometimes those probes are a little bit more elusive than Zealots, though. Oh, here comes a little bit of an engagement here at the bottom of the ramp. I don't know if Rock's going to be able to do anything with this, except for just kind of taunt the Zealots at the top of the ramp. Oh, but Busan's micro is actually going a little whack there. Able to get his Zealots back in line at the top. And that was
Busan, oh, nice probe kill. That's a nice probe kill. So yeah, 2 probe kills on that Zealot, so I wonder how... So
we're seeing from Rocket, well, I guess I was going to say his control was looking pretty decent until he lost those probes inside of his natural base.
I'm curious, Busan's going for Forge and Gate Robo. I'm wondering what the Forge is for, maybe +1 weapons or cannons in case of DTs? I mean, both players still have mineral heavy builds, so maybe you want to put like a safety kit in your own base.
Sometimes it is too good to put like 1 or 2 cannons on the outskirts of your base. Not necessarily something you want to do, but.
Well, looks like Rock's going to Busan's going to try to break out.
Oh, and here it comes. The Zealots are down at the bottom of the ramp here, and with 1 Dragoon kind of finally falling in here, it looks like Busan should be able to do it. Definitely did have the high ground advantage.
Wow, that was quite nice to play for Busan. Rock's forced to pull back, and he lost all of his Zealots right there, and he only has 2 Dragoons left. Right. I'm quite surprised that Rock still wanted to engage for that long. He had a army disadvantage right there.
Absolutely. As a Protoss player, you know how important it is to keep an even army supply. So if you know you're going to lose that engagement, it really was still a soft contain. It wasn't a full commit. And so at that point, he should have just pulled his units back and retained them for a later engagement.
So meanwhile, we're going to have Busan go for a shuttle right now. It probably only has Dragoons and Zealots in it because the robotic facility is not up yet, at least the robotic bay. And Rock's going to go for the Golden Observer bay. Alright, there's the observatory for Busan. He should be able to start making obs right now. It looks like Rock's going to want to go for expansion. That's his actual. But here comes the shuttle from Busan.
Yep, the shuttle is on its way. Is it going to get any damage done? I'm actually not sure what's inside of that shuttle. It might be Zealots again, which would be Rock's weakness. We all know that at this point.
I'm surprised that Rock didn't build a scouting pylon over there. Oh. Okay, so it looks like what Busan's going to do right now is going to try to do a little engagement to force Rock's... there it is!
The units are engaging at that ramp, but the Zealots do stream in the back again, and this is the exact same situation as the Bisu game. Are the Zealots going to be able to focus it down? Rock looks like he's not paying attention at all. Oh
no, he said, no, this time he sent a couple units, but will it be enough though? I mean, Zealots are extremely tanky. Is he going to lose his Nexus again? He's going to lose his Nexus!
Oh my god, it looks like he is. He's getting extremely low on health here, and the Nexus goes down.
That's the second time he let that happen to him.
Oh my god, a huge move by the Rock, and just blundering on the exact same map too. This is his worst nightmare. Now the Reaver's out for Busan, so he's got actually 2 Reavers at his natural base. He's cannoned up. He's looking really strong now.
And now he has 3 perfectly healthy mining bases right now, where Rock only has 1.
And Rock is making the mistake of long distance mining from that base in the back that he just lost, instead of distributing his probes along the main and natural for the time being.
The natural's not even up yet, so kind of at a... Oh, now it looks like it's just starting to be up, so... But meanwhile, yeah, it looks like Rock's gonna have to go for a forced engagement to see if he can collect any of those losses, but Busan's defense is just way too good. Reavers plus on high ground, you can't break that with the just your goons and Zealots. Plus, it's also a shield battery. I like that addition right there. Because in the long run, he can just use a shield battery on his Reavers or his shuttle to keep him alive even much longer. And especially if you're going to play a defensive position like this, and just wait for your macro advantage to take over. This is really nice for Busan. I mean, he should be able to win this game.
Yeah, I think Busan has a huge opportunity to win. He's got a lot of gates down right now. When you look at how many, and this is a really interesting thing that we haven't been able to see in this game, is just how much surface area there is inside of the main to put down gateways.
Right. And especially with the backdoor mineral only base, where you can actually add even more gateways. All that entire area is quite buildable. Right. You got a lot of places to build gateways.
Yeah, this is a very efficient Sim City for Busan also. So you're seeing a Protoss player doing it right as you go into the late game. His whole infrastructure is looking pretty solid.
Meanwhile, it seems like Rock's going to finally start building, I hope he starts building the scouting pylons around his back door. I'm wondering what that probe's doing in the back. Is that probe stuck? Just going up and down the back door.
Yeah. Well, the Citadel is going to be on its way, and you know what I'm thinking is that Rock might think DTs could be a way to get himself back into the game. I wonder if he's going to try and take that route, because if Busan has some blunders and loses to some sneaky DTs in this game, then definitely some probe kills could really help Rock out right now.
I feel like what Rock should do is go for a DT drop and force an engagement that is with Busan right now. Oh, wow, is he going to lose that shuttle? Oh, that shuttle.
Oh, yep, and it looks like Busan's about to move in right here. And remember, Rock lost a lot of his army early on in that skirmish inside of Busan's natural. So this is looking really bad. His army supply is really low, but he's going to have a flanking maneuver here soon. Oh, one of the Reavers does go down for Busan.
It's a nice flanking maneuver, but I don't think it's going to be enough, though, because Rock had actually a terrible army control with his army's natural.
Wow. Yeah, sometimes when your army is spread out in 3 different locations like this, it can really hurt you. This isn't a Zerg army where you can just attack from all sides here. And it looks like his Nexus is going to go down inside of his natural base also.
I like to target fire and Busan bring down the natural, even though he might lose a couple units in order to do that. He's just basically ensuring that Rock just cannot recover from that. That's the second Nexus that Rock has lost now.
Right, and speed is done on these Zealots, so they're going to be very difficult to micro against as a player with only Dragoons left inside of the natural base. But they are doing what they can to micro through this. The mineral only base is back up for Rock in the back, So maybe he will be able to hold on here. He doesn't have the number of gateways, though, to macro off of, and his main mineral line is running really low.
Meanwhile, we have Busan going to go for his 4th expansion at the 6th. I guess that's the 6 o'clock. We'll call it the 6 o'clock for now. And looks like we have Busan adding high templar to this mix. Oh, I like this. It's a tradition of the attack to get the storm out. It's going to be quite deadly against the box competition.
Oh yeah, these high templars are going to be huge, and I don't know if Rock is going to be able to hold another wave. He did pop out a few more Reavers, so they're going to have time to get down to that natural base for a better defense.
Ooh.
What was Rock doing with his army outside of that natural base before Busan's engagement?
He was trying to clear out the his possible 4th expansion, both at the top, 12 o'clock and the 9 o'clock. That's why you had like 2 separated armies.
Right.
And I feel like he had an observer at Busan's natural, but I don't think the observer actually saw Busan's army move out.
Yeah, it's funny to have an observer everywhere, but in the middle of the map, where you would be able to see the army just streaming across. I mean, Busan has done nothing to hide where his army is, yet Rock doesn't pay attention at all to this center area. Why doesn't he keep an observer there? It's kind of beyond me.
And, like, I mean, even if he kept the observer, he probably would lose it anyways. And meanwhile...
Another engagement. This is going to be huge. XKCD, I think this is it for Busan. He's moving in with these high Templars here, and the storms are going to come off.
Well, remember, there's still 2 Reavers, so Reavers might be able to do a lot of splash damage and help neutralize it. But I just don't think he has enough economy.
Oh, and now the Reavers are exploding.
Oh, good storm. Oh, what a storm. That was fantastic.
Storm on top of the Reavers. That's just brutal. And they both... Oh, one of them does manage to just barely survive. That Archon, if it does come alive, it's just going to be able to barrel forward, though.
Why you put something falling back? He can keep trading efficiently.
Why didn't he move some Dragoons over and focus on that Reaver before pulling out is beyond me also.
Oh my goodness, these players' decisions are a bit questionable right now.
Oh,
if we look at it right now, yeah, Busan could have won that, and Rock should have lost that because he had Zealots behind his Dragoons. Right. And then Busan forced a line with his Zealots, so Rock's own Zealots wouldn't even engage properly. And Rock had 2 high Archons actually that's just sitting in the main base. Oh, now Rock finally noticed it.
Oh, and here's another huge army. The problem with Rock's engagement last time is he didn't have his army out of the way quick enough for his Reaver shots to be able to hit Busan's army. It looks like he's got a little bit of better angle here.
So this Reavers are doing work. I mean,
oh yeah, they got tons of damage off here, but it's not going to be enough. Another storm does come in here, and these storms with their range are able to just avoid having to engage these Reavers.
It looks like, yeah, these storms are just going to storm the natural.
Oh, I wonder if he's going to get some probes here. I hope he runs them over. Nothing better than some glorious probe deaths.
Ah, storm!
Oh, and lots of probes are going to go down here.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I think this is going to be it. Rock is going to see this next line of Zealots coming in and going to say, this is not the party I want to attend. I did not invite you guys into my home. This is
there it is. GG. GG.
Oh, and finally the DT right at the end, but a little bit too late.
Yeah, that was nicely played by Busan. I mean, Busan took advantage of the one thing we learned from Rock PvP. If you drop 4 Zealots into his backdoor natural, Rock's going to lose it.
Look how happy Busan is. I love that guy.
Oh, there's the thumbs up. He knows he won that game. He played that extremely fantastic.
That's awesome.
The way he had his units controlled, the way that he was keeping his own Reavers and High Templars quite safe. I mean, even that 4 Zealot drop, while forcing an engagement to keep Brock's mind off of it, was quite fantastic.
Well, that was a highly entertaining game.
It was.
I think Avalon is a cool map.
You know what the best part about it is that we're not even halfway through the entire tournament, so we're gonna see a lot more Avalon games. And yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can't wait to see what other possible cool stuff that the players are gonna come up with. So it looks like we're gonna have the interview with the Star Girl here.
Yeah, Pusan looks happy. That's good. This guy's been around for like 15 years. I think it's like 13 years he's been playing StarCraft on the pro scene.
He is old, man. He is old.
The Stargirl's wearing a more modest outfit today.
It must be cold outside, it seems.
Yeah.
It looks like all the spectators are wearing they're keeping their jackets on.
Yeah. They should just light up a fire in the middle.
That's not safe.
Neither is living next to North Korea, ex-KCD.
Nah, I don't think North Korea is that much of a threat. It's kind of like it's like the playground bully, who said he's going to do a lot of stuff, but he's just not going to, he can't do it,
Right.
He's basically bluffing. That kind of scenario.
Still wouldn't want to live there. It's never fun living next to a highly insane person. Well, guys, that was Group A. Now we have that officially wrapped up, which means that Kongdoo comes out in first, Bisu comes out in second, then Pusan with 1-2 victory in his group, and then Rock, who is 0-3. Really expected Rock to maybe pull out a win somewhere, but
I felt like
when you think about his Caspades, it's not too surprising.
Yeah, I felt like I would think it would Pusan would go 0-3, and then Rock would go 1-2, and then Kongdoo would go 1-2, basically. And what would happen is Kongdoo would play Rock again.
Right.
But it seems like Kongdoo with the cheese, of course, the cheese master himself.
Right.
But it'd be Zerglin,
your microphone wire is going nuts, kid.
Oh no, it is? My bad.
Yeah. Don't worry, didn't do it during the game.
I don't even have a second microphone plugged in.
Which stream are you watching? The Zubu one or the primary one?
The Azubu.
Okay.
That's been actually quite good for me. I haven't had any lag or anything like that. No buffering to GG. Remember the old buffering to GG days? Oh, those were good times.
Oh yeah, I do remember. Guys, I'm just refreshing my stream real quick, making sure I catch up. I'm about 1 second behind. So, we're good now. Alright.
So, it looks like we're going to have for the next game, it's going to be another game of pride. Robert versus Movie on Fighting Spirit.
Mm-hmm. You know, we really haven't seen too much Fighting Spirit. We didn't have to see it yesterday, so it's been a while.
I mean, personally, I'm okay with that because we see Fighting Spirit all the time.
Right.
On Player Street or something else like that.
Right, and the games are pretty standard and like Fighting Spirit standard. You can kind of expect a lot of what's going to happen, except for, of course, a game like Pusan versus Kongdoo, where that was a very exciting PvZ. I mean, you just don't expect that from Larva versus Movie, though. These guys play pretty flawless.
Right, especially if this is both players' best matchups. So, right. I mean, Larva is an AVP specialist, and I feel like Movie's also a PvZ specialist as well.
But Movie has been making some poor decisions throughout his games in this group, and I'm just wondering why his decision making has been so poor lately.
I'm just wondering if he's actually put enough time into practice. It seems because he's been talking about when he started the Star League that he hasn't been practicing that much. Might be because of his own business or matters.
Well, some of these guys they attend school or they work in coffee shops or have side jobs besides playing StarCraft, and that makes it pretty hard. Like we just saw with Pusan, he has a family and a child, you know? I mean, these guys are busy. So, if Movie hasn't been able to practice as much, I'm sure it's not because of lack of passion. This guy loves StarCraft. So, hopefully he can get back into form.
Right. And I mean, we're only just started this year. You know, this is the year of Brood War, 2015.
Right.
And we're only in the first couple weeks. You know, so.
Yep. And there's definitely going to be more than just these 2 tournaments.
Right. There's definitely going to be bigger tournaments coming in the future for sure.
Right.
So there's a lot of opportunities for players like Louis to revitalize their gameplay.
And don't get me wrong, I love these big tournaments, but what I really do miss are the Sonic ranking tournaments.
Oh, yes.
Because in 2013, he had those like every month almost, every month and a half or so.
Yeah, they're like seeding tournaments for his bigger star leagues.
Right. So those were a lot of fun, like fluff tournaments between the big ones. And right. I hope we get another Sonic ranking tournament this year, 1 or 2, because those would be pretty cool when there's going to be downtime between the KSL and SSL.
You know what I actually hope would also happen is Sonic brings back the smaller team leagues that he also used to have like last year and in 2013, where you have the players like team up based on their Cuspides.
Oh yeah. The Sonic Pro League was awesome.
It was fun to watch. It felt like a real pro league, you know.
Yeah, and it ended up being SKT versus KT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
the classic
unfortunately,
matchup.
SKT lost.
Hey, SKT Zergs, you know.
Yeah.
You can always blame the SKT Zergs.
Oh my goodness, it was the exact same scenario. Who went monster in that match? Was it Mind who won everything?
Yeah. Mind was just beast in it.
God. Mind is beating the crap out of everybody. If this guy doesn't win one of these 2 tournaments, I'm going to be so surprised.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he loses against a player like Free or Jungbu.
That's true.
Right now, I feel like the real threat to Mind is going to be Free and Mini.
Yeah.
Those are like the other 2 players who've been playing, I think, actually better than their Cuspides right now. I don't know what it is because they have like some profound new insight into their play, or just because the level of competition isn't up there yet from the Cuspides.
Right.
But these players are right now probably the best players at the moment.
Yeah, and definitely there's like a new level of motivation.
Right.
And I feel like that's having a good impact. But I thought Mini was a pretty good Protoss. He played for STX. And
he was a really good Protoss, but I felt like he was a bit hindered by his XTX team.
Yes. I do believe that, but he had Shuttle and Cal to learn with, and those are pretty 2 good trading partners.
At least they had, like, STX always had a good PvP player.
Yeah.
But I felt like for the other matchup, their players just weren't really that up to that par.
Right. Every player on that team basically had like a good matchup, and if they didn't get it, they would fail terribly.
Like if you ever saw Hero go out for his EBT, it's like you know he was gonna lose.
Right.
It's like you lost. Like, let's just wait for the next game, guys. even if it was a play that didn't have the best TVZ, right. But usually what would happen, they would want to send Hero out to snipe a Protoss, and then the other team would just counter snipe with a Terran player. Even though the map might be favorable for Zerg, it's just like Hero just couldn't, I don't know, overcome that TVZ problem.
Right. Well, I think Calm, for the most part, was well-rounded enough, but he was a wild card on when he was going to play awesome or not. That was his problem.
Yeah, it might even clam it up or even calm it up, you know?
Yeah. Oh, we're watching the G School commercial, guys. Get ready. We're gonna see the teacher getting some lingerie in a minute.
Keeping it real in school.
Yeah. What the hell is this? Is this gangster school? I mean, is that what? Do they put the G in gangster?
Yeah, lie detector on screen.
Wow. You know what she's asking him? Do you have a boner?
Oh.
He said no. Lies.
No, I think that's true.
Oh, is that true?
I don't know. I can't even say it. I can't read Korean, unfortunately. Despite all these years of being involved in Brood War.
I still really wonder what she asked him. That's hilarious.
If we could get some translators in
Right.
thread.
If this was my classroom, I would have never learned anything growing up.
You'd just be too distracted by the teachers.
Oh God, yes. I had a teacher, a biology.
Wait, since when did she take off her pants and stuff? Like she had like a full suit on, and now she's just in a skirt.
Hey, she can transform. She can do that.
Yeah, I want those magic powers to be able to transform like right away. Yeah, I could like, go to work in pajamas, and then right before I step into my door, at the entrance to the office, I'll just transform into slacks and polos.
Yeah.
I want powers like that. Dude, you don't even know how good of a superpower that would be. Like, you don't have to buy clothes anymore. Your clothes would just naturally fit for you.
Yeah, that would save you a lot of money, but the problem is, I wouldn't know what outfit to choose.
You don't
still have to go
choose an
outfit.
outfit. Or maybe the outfit, like the superpower would just give you the right outfit for the scenario.
Oh, is that the outfit that you'd wear, XKCD, right there?
No. Of course not. I mean...
I like the Sonic shoe commercials. Have you been watching any of those from the Sonic Star League?
Yeah, of course.
They're very leggy.
It's like brainwashing,
Oh, absolutely.
It's like the same thing. Style starts Snabu all over.
Yep.
Like it's like hypnosis. Buy Snabu shoes, please. I mean, it's working,
It
like,
does work. The Twitch chat is always erupting during that commercial.
Yeah.
It's awesome. She didn't even bother to button up her jeans.
My goodness. The problem is, Snabu is that their shoes are too small for me. I wear a US size 13,
Yeah.
and their big size is US 11.
Oh, really?
So,
I didn't know that.
I mean, if you're a big guy, you just can't fit in those shoes, man.
Wow. I wear 14s, so I'd be just as screwed.
Yeah, you just go into a Snabu store and be like, can I get a US 14? They just won't have it.
Yeah.
The Koreans are smaller people generally than Europeans or Americans. So, you see a Korean with like a size 13, 14 like Shiny is, that's like quite a rare occurrence.
Right. You see, let's go back to that power that you were talking about where you could get clothing. I would totally just get StarCraft gear and have it appear on my body.
You know what I get? I want the, remember back in 2009, 2010, KT had the head jackets?
Yeah.
I want that one.
Yeah. For a KT fan, that'd be pretty cool.
And also want the Wu-Jing jackets, because those are really nice.
Yeah.
Like the throwback high school jackets,
Oh, yeah.
Those were the best. 'Cause those look really comfortable.
I like the CJNTS jackets. I think those look pretty cool. Like the black ones. Kind of like movies or whatever.
Yeah, like the black one or like the super thick winter coats. They also had these super thick winter coats. That one I didn't like as much as the slimmer sweaters.
Yeah. I think those giant coats though look so comfortable and fluffy.
Yeah, because like, usually half the CJ players would keep it on while playing.
Right.
I don't know, maybe because they just get so cold due to nervousness or stage fright, but whatever it was apparently helping out them.
Probably freezing as hell. Here's an idea. Someone from the chat says Sonic should make Brood War Edition shoes.
He probably already has like a Protoss color scheme or a Zerg color scheme.
You know what would be awesome? You know how like you have the LA Light shoes, so you stomp around and the lights blink or whatever?
Yeah.
What if you had Mutalisk sneakers, and as you walked around on your sneakers, they had speakers that made Mutalisk sounds?
That would be terrible.
That would
like
be
you'd be
awesome.
playing. That would be terrible. Like you'd be playing a game of basketball. Like every time you go for the jump, it'd be sneakers would sound off.
That was my attempt at a Zerg sound. I'm no day 9.
Let's not do that again. Just save we're gonna save your public appearance right there.
I felt bad for being sober while I did that. I think I just depicted like a raptor having a heart attack. Oh, sorry guys. Put in some earplugs or something. Don't listen to this cast. Just like have the stream open to support us, but don't listen. Oh man, my coffee's getting cold here. Better drink it.
I wish I had a coffee machine in my house.
Yeah. It is glorious.
Like at work, we have a Kruger machine, but I just don't have one for personal. Those are expensive, you know. The refills on those are really expensive.
Oh yeah. I get free coffee at work, but it tastes horrendous. It is like drinking sludge or oil or something that you just can't get the taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, but at least it wakes you up, you know. That's the purpose of coffee.
It does. But then you're also like, the hell did I just drink for like the next hour or two?
And he's like, I'm not going to do it again. And you come and work again the next morning and you just do the same process.
Right.
It's a perpetual cycle of crappy coffee and
Well, look at this. They switched from the Kespa stats to the KSL stats.
Huh.
That way they could show the 0% win rate for for Larva.
You know what that indicates, though? That it's going to be more KSL content in the future. If they're confident enough to start using their own KSL League stats. So I'm quite excited for that.
Yeah, that's good. And maybe they have recognized that they should start doing the Sonic era stats instead of the Kespa era stats.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see the demeanor of movie here, because I've been waiting for this moment. I wanted to see how confident he looked, how excited, but I don't see confidence or excitement for this one.
If you remember, he had the SSL game earlier today, and I believe he lost that, so he might be feeling a bit down.
That's rough. I forgot the SSL got run earlier.
Yeah. I don't blame.
That's a rough day. When you lose your game earlier in another league, you really have to, put everything into your pride here and try and win.
Right. Well, I mean, he played against many, so I mean, I would kind of expected him to lose.
Right.
Because right now, Minnie's like the #1 player. He's also first on ladder, fish ladder, where all the players are practicing right now.
Yeah.
He's just too. I mean, Minnie's a monster, you know.
I think the biggest surprise was the fact that Pure advanced from the first round in the SSL.
I didn't think that would surprise me because he had a group of 2 amateurs.
Right. He's such a trash player though right now.
No, actually, I don't think he used to be way worse, but it seems like he's starting to get back his previous level of play because his PvZ games were actually really good.
Right. I mean, he was an entertaining player when he was playing for his Kespa team.
Yeah, but he just never was.
I did like him. He was he with NBC?
No, Ujing. No, we made Fox.
Oh, who was he after we made Fox? Who did he go to?
I think he retired after that, or
did he? Because I thought he and Snow were on a team.
Oh no, he was on Jin Air for a little bit, a short stun.
Okay.
Just for a short period of time.
Right. Snow was with CJ Entis, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was getting that mixed up. I gotcha. Oh, it's starting to get so long ago that it's hard to remember.
Chat is saying that the mic levels are crap. Are they?
What's that?
Alright, sorry. Who's mic?
Oh, mic levels are crapola. You know, people say the sound was good earlier, and now the sound's not good. What's up, guys?
probably gonna be my mic again. I always feel like I'm always getting the short end of the stick when it comes to fixing mics.
Well, that's because I got this bitchin' ass microphone here. It really pays off getting a pretty decent microphone, like a non-headset microphone.
So I think you might want to crank my level down back to 2, and crank yourself up to 3.
Let's see here. Alright guys, I'm going to bring him down to 2, and you guys let me know how that sounds.
Enough to make it a little bit higher.
And he says, I can hear air when it's moved around and stuff, I think. I'll raise my volume up if I need to after this. Alright, do your test. Gotta say something to test your microphone. XKCD.
Yo.
There we go. It looks like we're about to get into this game, guys. We'll keep an eye on the chat as we go into this. This is the Kongdoo Starz League. We're watching Group B. It's going to be Larva versus Movie. The countdown has just begun. And wow, is that a shout out to Grr?
Is it?
There's an O in between the G and the R, but it would be a badass shout out if it was.
Alright, so here we are. We're going to have Fighting Spirit. Larva's going to be the yellow Zerg at the 5 o'clock location. So, and we're going to have Movie as the blue Protoss at the 1 o'clock location.
Alright, and I got my microphone volume a little bit louder. Guys, we are excited to be casting this. This is the 6th day, and after this are 2 matches that really do matter. Going to be exciting to see how that's going to pan out. We are all very eager here. It's almost 6 a.m. in the morning. We've got guys afraid of looking at the camera, probably because they're avoiding work. That guy kind of looks like Killer's brother, gonna be honest.
So it looks like Movie's going to go for the forward pylon to go for the forge fast expansion.
Perfect.
And both Movie's going to scout in the wrong direction.
Now, so Movie's a player who will, on this map, actually open Gateway first. He is someone who likes to have a Zealot out early and see if he can poke and prod and do some damage. And I kind of like that.
I feel like if he gets the... I think he only does that when he gets the first scout off. But then at least he knows exactly what Zerg's doing. Because going Gateway first is a little bit risky. Especially if your opponent goes for like a 9 pool.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good point for you guys who want to open up with a Gateway. Don't do it blindly. Send that first probe out. You're only losing about, what is it, the average of 65 minerals by losing that probe. And it's going to be a forge. It's got the wall up in a good location here.
So meanwhile, Larva's going to go for a straight 12 patch.
Right.
Which is a little bit risky because Movie has the opportunity to go for a cannon rush. But I think that Overlord, since Larva's second Overlord, will be able to at least see if that probe's going to do anything fancy.
You know, if Movie scouted in the right direction, though, this could be very, very scary for Larva, but he did not.
I like that couple brought lunch into the studio.
She gave it to him because she didn't want to look like she was eating.
I mean, there's no shame in eating food at a StarCraft event. It's like a real sport event, you know?
But there's no shame in supplying yourself with food.
Movie's doing it, and Larva scouts it. He's going for the cannon rush.
Oh, yeah.
Look at all these drones Larva's pulling.
Oh, here they come, guys.
Oh, he cancels.
XKCD, you are Gosu. You called it. He forced all. What did he do there? He didn't accomplish anything. I guess he forced some drones.
He doesn't have to accomplish anything. Larva pulled 7 drones right there. You're not commanding 10 dead lost for that?
That's pretty decent. Yeah, I guess because the hatchery is not about to finish. I was thinking that the hatchery would finish about that time.
Wow. I mean, it's just 100 minerals that Movie loses. It's not that bad, but Larva lost a lot of mining time there.
Right. And he gets the refund from his pylon.
Yeah. So it looks like, so Larva's going to go for his second expansion at the bottom left with that hatchery down there. I hope he pulls that Overlord back over it. And Movie's going to go for the Forge, Nexus, Gateway, and then Cannon, because he knows that he can delay his cannon as long as possible.
Right. Seeing that there's a 12 hatch, the Sputting Pool only just finishing up, and the Zerglings being out now. There's only 2 that he committed to. Does this mean he's going really drone heavy? I mean,
it's fine. It's fine for him.
It is, absolutely, but you just see that, you see almost every Zerg player just go for the generic 6 Zerglings, and it's not always useful.
Right. Especially if your game plan is going to go for a late game.
Now this is crazy. The 3rd hatchery is going down, and he doesn't have a gas at his natural, but I don't feel like this is going to be like a 3 hatch Hydra bust. I'm guessing he's going to go 6 hatch Hydra.
I think Larva's actually going to go for a lurker lane composition. Because I feel like Larva's greatest strength is when he goes late game and goes for the hive tech with the lurkers and lanes, and then basically goes for split map.
Right. But I love how ambitious he is about getting these bases and trying to get very, very economical early.
I mean, but then again, this is Fighting Spirit, so this kind of build is actually the de facto standard.
Right, right. This is a totally plausible build. And so, with Movie, we haven't seen inside of his main base yet. I'm curious if he's gone for that Stargate build already, and what kind of aggression he's going to have.
Oh, this is going to be a little bit risky. So I'm not sure if I agree with that, Dragoon.
Right, right. Building that Dragoon is kind of questionable. It can't really get a lot done against Zerglings, so...
But at the very least, it can bully an Overlord if the Overlord was in the base.
So the Zealot does
it's not that bad.
The 3rd base is here, and I'm wondering if maybe because he did put the hatchery on the low ground that he was going to be a little bit more aggressive here, because Zergs tend to put their 3rd base on inside of the main of another location on Fighting Spirit.
For ZVT, yeah, but this is EVP we're talking about.
Right.
So you can put that hatchery on the low ground, and you add another hatchery, and you make this very complicated sim city against Protoss. We're going to show. Larva's going to show us how he does it quite soon. So basically, what you do is that you put the hatchery on the low ground, the natural. That way, you can freely expand to your 4th, and not the other way around.
Right.
Because trying to expand from high ground to lower ground is actually pretty hard for 3rd, but if you do it vice versa, it's very easy.
That's a good point. And we do see that the Spire is about to wrap up here.
I like what Larva's doing here, though. He's going to go with that 6 hatchery. What he's saying is, I want to go high. Like I don't want to commit to a early Hydra attack. So meanwhile,
yeah, he's definitely. But what I'm looking for on the map here is when he's going to drop an evolution chamber, because at some point he needs to start pumping the upgrades too.
He's probably going to drop it at his 3rd base. You're going to use that evolution chamber part of the Sim City.
Right.
And he put his Hydra Den. So it looks like the first DT is out. It shouldn't be much of a problem. But I think Larva actually saw that.
Right. He sees it right now, and what's very interesting about what Larva has done is he still hasn't gotten a 2nd extractor in his natural base or at any of his bases. And so that's going to put him behind as far as the gas count goes.
Right, but so see what Larva's doing right now is this is pretty standard play for Zerg, but I like the way that he put in his spores.
That's perfect. The DT won't be able to get through the main base. Movie might have to identify this and get a shuttle out at some point.
But what Movie's doing right now is since he saw the Larva's build, he knows he can go for an early 3rd, and Larva will be hard pressed to punish it. Oh, this is nice for Larva. Larva going to get the cannon.
Yeah, the Zerglings are going to get inside of this base. The High Templar does go down, and the cannon's getting focused. Movie doesn't have a lot here to defend with, and the Zealot's not doing anything.
Oh my goodness, that was fantastic for Larva. He only used 6 Zerglings, and he got a cannon and a High Templar.
And a couple probes.
Right, so if Movie was going to go for some kind of push with the High Templars, this is actually extremely delayed because
that was a huge setback.
And it looks like Larva is going to have his 4th base up right now, so he can basically start freely mining from 4 bases.
This is exactly why we talk about how good Larva is, especially in this matchup, because he's always so aware of his opponent. He's always poking with those Zerglings, trying to see the main and get what damage he can done. Seeing that the forces here really can't defend these Zerglings effectively.
He's going to get the Forge down.
Wow.
That forces researching +1, and he knows Movie can't challenge it because he doesn't have a high Archon up fast enough. He killed the first high Templar.
Right, I can't believe that he forced Archon. You can't cancel Archons, so he's going to be stuck with that unit now instead of returning to the High Templars, even though the Zerglings did get pulled back.
I was actually right. It looks like Larva's going for Lurker Link.
This is awesome. That was a good call. And Larva Larva looks like he's gonna be really scary very quickly.
Here. I like what Larva's doing. What he's doing is he added two colonies to his main base. It's gonna be a Spore and a Sunken, so he doesn't have to worry about DT drops that much.
Right, and you see so many Zerg players that get confident in the late game, and so they forego those Sunkens and Spores inside of their bases, and then lose a lot of DTs. Oh my God! So many Corsairs going down.
Well, that was good micro from Movie though. He only lost one hit on that. And Larva's going to reveal his lurker, so looks like, oh,
wow, he's going to attack his Zealot, isn't he? Yes, and he does, but the Zealot was already low on health by the time I got on top of that lurker.
Yeah, meanwhile, it looks like Larva's going to go for a run by the third, but he doesn't have enough Zerglings to power through it. Just added defenses there.
Right, and did Larva get up to Hive Tech yet?
No, but he should be transitioning to it very soon.
Right, so he definitely does have that going for him.
But the thing is, Movie can't even pressure that well because he doesn't have +1. So it will take 3 hits for a Zealot to kill a Zergling, rather than 2 hits. Meanwhile, Larva's going to add 2 more Evolution Chambers in his main base. So he's going to go for that super late game with getting plus all the upgrades at the same time.
So what we're seeing from our Zerg player here, though, is he's going for a very mineral-heavy Ling-style build. And so what do you do against an opponent that is going for this Ling-heavy build?
You have 2 options. A, you go for like a 2-base all-in, or B, you say that, okay, I'm going to let my opponent take half the map, and I'm going to take half the map myself. And I don't know why Movie wants to engage here. He doesn't have an observer out yet.
Right, and morphing Archons is actually a little bit more effective against this Ling composition style. I know that you need your High Templar to pick off the lurkers, but it's really difficult if you have just an enormous amount of Lings that come to surround your army. You can't really kill them quite quick enough with those Zealots.
But do note that the lurkers are static defenses, right? So they can only attack when they're burrowed. So it's not that much of a deal for Movie to move out. So there's his first observer. So it looks like Movie's not going to finally move out. And Larva's going to see it with the scouting Zergling he had there. So I'm wondering what Larva's response is going to be. He's going to go for a flank, or is he going to pull units from his third over? The Movie has to do something right now.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to decide to go for the natural, which both the natural and that third base are pretty well fortified for Larva. So it's kind of a hard decision here to decide where to attack.
Nice snipe by Larva right there. He gets 1 High Templar.
Yeah, the High Templar does go down right there. And now it looks like the Dragoons are going to be moving in, trying to use their range to pick off these lurkers. A nice storm.
Did you see that? Larva dives in a couple Overlords and a Scourge, and he gets a series off the Observer. So now Movie can't engage.
Wow.
And he's going to lose again. 2 more High Templars.
Wow, beautiful moment there. I did not see that Observer go down right away. And the 2 High Templars are getting picked off here. Movie's just, his reinforcements have been blocked off by just a ton of Lings here.
This is the proper way to play Link heavy playstyle. You use your Links to snipe reinforcements and force the Protoss player to second guess his decision making.
Movie might lose this right here. There's nothing to protect his natural anymore, and there's so many Lings here that should be able to just run in and get damage done. The macro coming out of his main, finally Zealots are going to come in to reinforce, but this is crazy, and he's not using those Dragoons to target down that hatchery. If they have range, they should be able to hit the hatchery pretty safely.
I don't think they have range, though. They should. And he's... Oh my goodness. Again, Movie loses to the Observer. He can't even pressure anymore.
Yep. This is just a really bad moment for Movie, and I think he's already given up. You can kind of see in his demeanor here. And this is when the Swarm can really demoralize a Protoss player.
Remember, Larva's only using Zergling. He had not made one Hydra in order to attack him. He had not made a single Lurker.
Wow, that High Templar micro? That survived a lot longer than I expected from Zerglings. Those things move so slow.
Right.
They need to increase their hover speed.
And as a Protoss player, like, you need to babysit your High Templar, because that is your equalizer against any Zerg opponent. It looks like Movie's now going to have 2 Observers now as a backup. But I think Larva's static defense is just simply too good at this moment. I mean,
So what we need to remember, though, is that movie does have 3 bases, and a lot of Larva is just being pumped into Zerglings. So he's not building efficient units. He's just building units that he can throw at movie to slow him down.
So it looks like movie's going to try for an attempt at Larva's third, but Larva already has a Nidus Canal there, so he can easily transfer units over. So plus we just saw quite recently, like a couple seconds ago, the Larva put his Defiler high mountain down. So we're going to see Larva go for the Plagues and the Dark Swarms. I mean, and I feel like what Larva should do right now is keep this harass that he's doing right now with his Zergling, because they've been extremely effective.
Right, and it looks like the expansion at the 12 is going to get canceled by that group of Zerglings. Oh, such a vicious hit squad that's just running around the map.
And then once Larva gets cracked on his like Zergling crack, it's going to be like hit so hard and so fast that you're not going to like see it happen.
Yeah.
It looks like now Larva's going to expand to his. He's going to double expand right now, so he's going to take it 6 o'clock, and then he's going to take the 9 o'clock.
Look how many Sunkens. Did you see how many Sunkens were at that third base? I mean, this is insane. Larva spent so much time like building buildings to defend his infrastructure that even if Movie decided to switch from ground attacks to drops, he wouldn't be able to get inside of Larva's base and get any damage done.
Yeah, this is showing you just exactly how good Larva is at this matchup. Like, he's completely mastered it, basically. I've yet to see Larva make a single mistake.
Right, and his bases look impenetrable. The only way you can win is to expand and then go into this really late game. This is the second option that you're talking about for a Protoss player, is to split the map and gain that advantage. If Movie can take a 4th base, he will be all right. But that was a huge cancel by those Zerglings.
Problem is that Movie's going to be extremely hard for us to actually even get a 4th base up. It looks like, we have the first Dark Swarm out, so it's going to be, Reavers, alright. I feel like Movie should have added Reavers quite a little bit earlier, because Reavers can siege anything.
Right.
Offer.
But still, this seems very all-in for Movie. He's just going for the option here to try and win outright at this base. And if he ends up losing everything here, then that would end up being the game. I think there would be too much of a transition into Larva counterattacking.
And here's Larva's counterattack, basically. You see all the strings of yellow going across the map.
Right.
And this should be cleaned up quite easily.
Here comes the Sauron Zerg.
And I'm wondering why Movie's making a base in the middle of the map.
Wow.
He's going to lose that right away.
Wow, lots of storms going off, and yes, that is going to go down. A weird position to put your Nexus. There's no way he was going to be able to hide that. Did he think that Larva just was going to run his Lings in circles around the map instead of down the middle? That's a huge High Templar group. Imagine if those Zerglings caught that one off guard.
Oh my god, I think Movie should tap out right away.
Right.
But the thing though, in late game, if you're going to split the map as a Protoss player, like it's actually pretty good for a Protoss player to take the mid, because in that scenario, it's quite easy for Protoss to defend it late game.
Man, Movie looks pissed.
I think he just looks defeated, because everything that he's been trying to do has been deflected by Larva.
Right.
Movie can't even penetrate. I mean, he lost too many High Templars and Zerglings run by. He lost 2 expansions already, like 2 potential expansions to Zerglings run bys.
I just don't understand why he didn't bring the Reavers over to his 3rd and then focus really hard on taking that 4th base.
Oh, this is the Manor Hatchery.
Oh my goodness. Guys, Larva's telling him to get out. The Manor Hatchery is going to force the GG. That's going to be the end of game 2. What a finish. Larva's such a boss.
Oh my goodness. that's just pure BM. Pure BM. No matter what. Like, you build that Manor Hatchery at the middle, you build the Manor Hatchery outside of Movie's natural or 3rd. If you see that as a Protoss player and you've had that happen to you all game, you're just basically been told by the Zerg, you lost this game, just get out.
Oh my god. Movie's so pissed. You know what the problem is? His hair didn't turn blonde. He needed to go into Super Saiyan mode.
Oh, man. But I think that was basically like the perfect Zerg play right there. Larva didn't make a single mistake, but for the most part.
That was a beautiful game for Zerg players. God, I actually got a little scared watching that as a Protoss player. I don't see how you could lose that, or how you can win that game as a Protoss player, just because of how good he looked and how scary.
There is a way to win, but
of course,
you have to go late game.
Yeah.
And you, when Movie didn't play that correctly, like I felt like he had Reavers, right? There's no, if you know you can't beat him in the early game, then you're wasting time with your army sitting outside of natural. Sure, it might be scary, but I mean, Zerg's just sitting there going, oh, okay, I have like 20 Sunkins, I got like 70 Lurkers, you can't penetrate this. And then what Movie should have done is pull back and then just play defensively. Because with all that static defense, it's not like Larva can even pressure until he gets all his high tech done.
Right. What I think Movie really made a mistake on is after he lost those initial Corsairs, that he didn't go back into Corsair play, because it wasn't there weren't a lot of Hydras, there weren't Mutas, and he would have to Larva would be forced to make Scourge, and if you could pick off a lot of Overlords by going Corsair heavy, then you can keep your opponent down on food count and keep the army supply down. And that's something he could have done, is taken to the air and had that huge advantage.
Well, I feel like we would have been better off if we went for like classic 2-base aggression, all in, like, say, Corsair into Reavers or DT drops. Because it felt like he played like a standard like Protoss that was quite scared.
Right. Yeah, definitely. When you see your opponent that's going for such an economic opening, that you need to punish them by going for a strong army opening and powering them down.
Or you go very greedy. Because there was a period of time where when Larva was going for all that like economic macro, you know, it's not like you could pressure Movie's taking a third or fourth. Like you could, like, Larva couldn't even pressure Movie super early third. Right. I felt like Movie could have even double expanded off of that. There's no need for Movie to try to push into something that defensive. And it's not like Larva had to waste any units trying to be aggressive, because he had the economic fallback, and he had 4 bases mining at that time. So I feel like Movie's decision making, once again, as we've been talking about, it's questionable decision making.
Definitely.
Especially like with putting that Nexus in the middle of the map. It's just like, why? You're not going to get to keep that up. Like, in order for that to happen, you need to have a 4th already, and you need to have map control with your Protoss units. Like, you leave your Protoss units at like a Zerg's natural, it's so easy for a Zerg to flank that, especially the way that Larva did it. Like Larva just basically didn't even have to like worry about micro in the unit. Like, all he did was A move for the most part, and maybe throw like one Dark Swarm out, or even throw a
right
Lurker for that mixture.
Well, it looks like the interview is over here, so we are going to have to go to a commercial break, or I guess Zubu is going to go into this commercial break.
Classic.
Yeah. Guys, this is the KSL, and it is going to ramp up right now. Group C and D are the very interesting groups, because we are going to see whether this is going to be tiebreakers or will people win outright here. Group C, though, all hope rests on the Hoon.
The one and only Hoon.
The one and only Hoon.
Who does Hoon have the revenge on? Who does Hoon want to take down with him? Which player will be the unlucky player?
Right.
Find out. Basically, Jay Hoon determines the fate of the 200 players in this group, plus himself.
Right.
He has so much power. He can be like, all right, so, you know, I'll make some backdoor shady deals. I'll throw this game so you can get you can advance, or, you know.
Oh, I hope he just goes for a cannon rush, like straight out.
But I feel like, though, that Larva should have played like that earlier in his KSL group. If he showed that level of play against, who did he play against?
Well, he didn't have another Protoss. He had Killer in mind, so that's pretty difficult. Killer's definitely the better ZVZer.
But I feel like Larva advancing his SSL wondering if Larver has any more Star Leagues to play in.
I think he's doing okay in the SSL.
I'm gonna check right now.
Yeah.
I think that was like the perfect, like if you take that game as a Zerg player and you wanted to learn how to play Zerg and against Protoss, that's the perfect textbook play right there. Like there's nothing wrong that Larva did. That was really scary of him. Actually, no, Larva didn't even make it out of the round of 32. My bad. Did he?
No, he did. He definitely made it.
Yeah. My bad. So he's actually 1-1, so he's going to play last next weekend.
Right. He still has hope in his other league. So.
Actually, his group is actually quite interesting, because all the players have 1-1 in that group.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of worked out pretty nice for his group.
So he just has to win a ZVT against last on Fighting Spirit, and then I think he'll be pretty solid advancing to the round of 8.
Yeah, Last is a pretty decent player. I actually expected him to do better against, who did he lose to? Quanro? Yeah, I thought he would beat Quanro, but I guess Quanro just pulls out these BS wins.
I'll say this about Last. Last is a decent player, but Last makes the worst decision making ever. Like he's like movie special decision making taken to a whole nother level.
Right.
I mean, he has the mechanics and he has the good macro and micro. It's just that he don't even know what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing in his games.
He's just like, I can move shit really fast. I somehow win.
It's like, sure, he'll have a general idea of what he's doing, but then he just sit there and he does stuff that you wouldn't expect any competent Terran player to do. And it's like, okay.
Right.
Like, if you think about his game against Gwemchi, right? He had the correct response, but like his decision making in that game basically made him lose that game. There's no way Gwemchi should have lost that. Or at least should have won that. That's for the most part. You go on Forge first against a Terran player, you're just asking for trouble.
Right.
The Terrans can punish that so easily.
Oh, I see. I was looking at the wrong group here. Last lost to Gimchi. I'm sorry, not Quanro. This is round 16 here. Yeah, Gimchi is the surprise there.
I mean, he is the G Sizzle, man.
Yeah, the G.
They don't call him the G Sizzle for nothing.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick break and coffee up.
Yeah, I'll get some.
Hang out, guys. We got 2 more games to go.
So I am back right now. I'm just eating my leftover pizza.
Oh, what's up? What's up, people?
Welcome back. Yo, shout out to everyone who's watching today. We have like, 140 viewers right now. It's really nice to see. I feel pretty proud of that people are watching us cast.
Oh yeah, we're about to break the double century mark.
Hopefully. I think we'll definitely break it during the later stages of the tournament. Sure.
Yes, that would be an awesome goal, guys. Make sure you tell all your friends. Hashtag Brood War for life. Get it trending on Twitter. Oh man, don't we sound like we're selling our souls like the GSL casters?
It actually would be nice though. Like, remember a couple weeks ago, Tasteless sent out a tweet that he was at the KSL studios.
Right.
I would hope he would start casting again.
That would be pretty awesome, and I'd be quickly out of a job. But at least we'd have someone with some really good, entertaining talent.
Right.
Those guys put in a lot of work into becoming really good, and I don't want this to come off the wrong way, really good entertainers, because they could literally cast anything and do a good job at it at this point.
They've been casting together for like how many years now? So too many years to count now.
Right, and having that dynamic of casting together on top of a solid friendship, on top of all the practice that they've gone into. I think Artosis was talking about how they would do lessons with ESPN commentators and talk with them and gain pointers from them, so that way they could learn how to talk to the crowd.
Yep.
I mean, and when you put in that kind of effort, obviously that's the results you're going to get. So those guys aren't just great StarCraft casters. They're really good at just entertaining.
Right.
That's why we need to just, stop taking our Ritalin, do more ADD casting, say some funny stuff, and cast Hearthstone.
Hearthstone wouldn't be that big of a sellout now.
Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to totally sell it. Guys, look at this. He's got some sick mana here. Did you see the way he clicked forward? That is some great click micro on those cards. I've never seen someone make decisions so quickly.
So I was actually watching the ESL Hearthstone League. I was pretty bored last night.
Yeah.
And it looks like they what they do is for their casting is that they have all their players use Skype and then to stream themselves in their rooms playing, and then it's like basically stream their first person view.
Oh. Well, was that pretty good?
I mean, it was an interesting way to do it because generally speaking, when you have like a pro league like that and in Europe, you usually have to bring the players into the actual studios, right?
Right.
The transportation around the country is pretty easy because it's all part of the same European Union.
Yeah.
You can take like a train from like Germany to France and it'd be there like maybe a couple of hours.
What the hell? Did you see the parachute on that card? Oh man, that guy went from pissed to really happy. He's a sore loser. Alright, that looks like Kim Jong-il right there on the left with the glasses.
Speaking about Kim Jong-il, I actually watched the interview movie a couple days ago.
Yeah?
I thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, wow.
The only thing I have to disagree with is their overuse of sexual innuendos and jokes concerning sexual manners. But other than that, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's the same thing that they did with This Is the End. They spend way too much time talking about how to get themselves off on their own to keep that PG.
Yeah, but I mean, it's that Roger movie. You like him, you don't. Then
right. But I like Neighbors. That one was good.
Oh yes, the Hungry App Girl again.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we go live into the next game.
Guys, I'm just going to refresh my stream one more time. I like to do it before each game, so be patient. It will come back, I promise. You don't even have to go anywhere. I'm not offline. It'll just be here in one quick second. Well, one long second. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. We can see the StarCraft logo and the Hungry App Star League. Does it seem like we're synced up here? See the crowd?
We are. So, now let's talk about the next game. So, this is actually a game that matters. I mean, the last two games were basically show matches for the most part.
Right.
And we had a quite good game first game was pretty exciting. Well, not the best level of play. And then the last game, you just saw basically Larval dominating the movie in every aspect. So now the next game we're going to see right now is actually the game where everyone's tournament life is on the line.
Yes, and most interestingly enough, the last two games are both going to be played on the new map Demian. Or how are we going to go with that pronunciation? Because we say it differently.
I'll go with Demian.
Demian? Yeah. Okay, let's go with that.
It's easier for me to say than trying to say Demian.
Demian. Yeah, you said that yesterday. I was like, hey, that's kind of cool sounding.
We'll keep it both ways, Use whatever you like. They say Poussin, I say Poussin.
Right. No one will know the correct way to say it. But anyway, it's a 3-player map, first of all. And who have we already seen on this map?
We saw C versus Piano. We saw Hero versus Haya. We saw Killer versus... what did Killer play? Haya?
Killer versus Mind.
Mind, yeah.
Right.
Match.
Right, and I'm trying to... So we haven't seen a PVZ on this map yet.
Yeah, the last matchup. Or ZVZ.
Right. Okay, well, cool. I think this map will definitely provide a very interesting game. I wonder how going for that Forge Expand build is going to work for a Protoss player on this map. Because that's pretty standard, but is it going to work here?
Right. Especially at third base for Protoss can be really hard to take.
Right.
All third bases are extremely open.
Yeah, I wonder if this style of map is going to lead for a player like Jaehoon to be aggressive, open up with an aggressive 2-gate build early on, and apply pressure into taking his third.
I feel like for Jaehoon, he should be better off going with a 2-base tournament attack.
Right. Yeah, he might be best left to not allow Hero to get into the late macro game, so try and cut him off by the legs early, and then win the game. Although, cutting Hero off by the legs wouldn't make him any shorter.
Right. But Hero best bet actually is AVP, so if he loses it, I'm being surprised, and I'll be a little bit kind of flustered.
Right.
I was like, oh man, we're gonna have to cast Tiebreaker, get other players I want to advance down the risk. I don't want Jaehoon to win.
He's looking pretty confident here, a little bit fidgety.
He has to be.
But he's got Jaehoon always has like yeah, get the lint out of your mouse. Jaehoon's always got like this very, very just solid face, though. I actually don't remember seeing him use emotion.
You see him use emotion when he makes arbiters and then loses them.
Right, right.
I remember back in the NBC games, days where people would make screenshots and Jaehoon lose his arbiters, and then they would do the death stare on Jaehoon, and they do the death stare on Coach Hao. Every time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people got so pissed at him. They're like, the hell are you doing? God, I could play your race better. That's what some of these players are thinking.
And the funnier part is that, like, it wouldn't let you lose his arbiter. Like, he would lose the arbiter and his recalled units in the most spectacular ways.
Yeah.
The units wouldn't even be recalled at all because he would just time him wrong and just like try to go over a cliff and it didn't work. You can't recall onto a non-build location or not traversable location at the very least.
Right. So Group C, it has Zero, Hira, Haya, and Jaehoon inside of it. Now Zero here, he won his game, so he's guaranteed to advance. Right. It's Hero here who must beat Jaehoon to go into the tiebreakers, because Haya has a 1-2 record after defeating Jaehoon earlier. So the Hoon here is the one who put Haya in a position to advance, and is the Hoon also going to put Hero in a situation to advance. And then Hero versus Haya would have a miniature playoff, just one single game, wouldn't they?
Hero wins, it's 2-1, and then Haya and Jaehoon are out. If Jaehoon wins, Hero's gonna be 1-2, Haya's gonna be 1-2, and Jaehoon's gonna be 1-2.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, if Hero wins, he's out. He wins. He advances. So
if Jaehoon wins, then we're gonna have a 3-way tiebreaker.
Yes. Very confusing. But guys, we got it figured out here.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so as far as hero, what should his opening go for here? What kind of build order are you thinking would be most effective?
Looking at this map, I feel like he should go for a more mid-game oriented play.
Right.
Because, or you could do the same thing Marvin did and just play for the late game. Because it seems like as a Zerg player, it's actually kind of easy to split this map. Because you already have guaranteed access to 3 bases. I mean, the thirds for Zerg is pretty easy to defend because as a Zerg player, you just need to have short traveling distances to defend your bases for the most part.
Yep.
And especially that third with the high ground, you put lurkers on top of that. That's really easy to defend. It's kind of similar to how Destination plays out for ZVP.
Right. It is a wide ramp though, so it's a little bit more surface area to cover as the units do come up into the third.
And then I'm going to be wondering is how has Hero prepared his SimCity for that at the very least.
Right.
Because I'm curious to see what kind of SimCity you can pull off on the thirds. Or if you're just going to go for the more macro-oriented third at the other naturals.
Now, what I think is that Hero has an opportunity here to go for a 2-base Muta build, too.
I don't think that's going to work.
I don't know.
Very rarely does Zerg pull that off.
But that's why we want him to go for it, so we can go into the tiebreaker.
No, but if Zerg's going to pull that off, it's usually like Killer who does it, and Killer will win with the Mutas.
Right.
Now, the Hero's not going to win with those Mutas.
But the Mutas were very effective in his game against Haya.
True.
He might say, let's just keep going with it. Let's do a ZVT build and a ZVP game.
Right.
There's just a lot of surface area inside that main, and I would love to see something crazy like Doom drops or slow lurker drops into the main base. Something would be very cool.
Oh man. So it looks like we're gonna jump into the games right now. We're gonna have the intro play right now. Looks like all those players in the fancy smancy suits.
Guys, this is the Kongdoo Star League. We're going into Group C. It is going to be Hero versus Jaehoon. I am BisuDagger on the microphone. My co-caster is amazing XKCD.
It looks like we are now starting live, and we are now right immediately to the game. So let's see the spawn positions. Ooh. All right. So it looks like Hero's going to be the orange. They're going to be 7 o'clock, and then we're going to have Jaehoon would be the teal Protoss at 3 o'clock. So I'm wondering if it looks like Hero's going to scout in the correct direction actually, so it's going to be a little bit beneficial for him.
Right.
I can't really say much about the game. We have never seen a ZVP before on this map, so I have no past experiences or any past knowledge of how the game will play out. So.
Well, we can say that in 3 or 4 games now we have seen that exact same spawn positioning.
Right.
And so we're getting really familiar with seeing the bottom of the map get played out.
Yeah. But things that we never seen have any late games on this map yet. Okay, every game been ended in the middle, mid game or the early game.
Right. Well, what I think it would have been the advantage if their positions were swapped, because the Overlord then if Hero wanted to go for any sort of Overlord drops would be able to access that main a little bit more easily and get behind the mineral line. Because if you look at the main mineral line on the location that the Protoss player's at now, it's defended by the edge of the map more easily.
Ooh, Jay's going for in-base gateway. Uh-oh.
Yep, and this is what I thought he should do is go for a more aggressive build. Building that pylon inside of his main is definitely something I didn't expect, though.
What's Jay doing right here? Hero's going to scout this.
Wow. Is he trying to rush DTs or something? What's up with the early gas?
I have no idea, man. Are we going to see the stove?
This is absolutely wild. I mean, I am clueless as a caster to what this kind of build opening is. When you acquire the assimilator like this, just one gateway.
Was Jaden playing an Icy Cup the last couple of days? Well, you would see a Protoss do an Icy Cup. Like a Peruvian or Chilean Protoss did. They just make a gateway and they make all the DTs, and it's like, really, man?
Oh my god. So the Overlord is going to see things very quickly here. Just definitely saw that scouting probe go out. And Jaehoon looks like he's going to be scouting in the correct direction here. Guys, this is going to get absolutely insane very quickly.
Yeah. Okay, now, so Hero now sees that drone. Sorry, sees the gateway and the cybernetic core being built.
Right.
So the question now going to be, if Hero going to go for a third expansion, or he's going to put a macro hatchery down? So
you know what this could turn into? It could turn into one of those Zealot Archon pushes. It's very difficult. You know, you don't have a lot of units, but you have a lot of strength. Where you go in with like 5 Zealots and 2 Archons, it could be pretty punishing if he decides to go for that style of aggression off one base.
Right, and I feel like what Hero should do is at least put down a macro hatchery. If you're gonna go for like a one base cross like this,
what?
Oh, there's a Stargate.
A Stargate? Is this a scout build?
Are you in the stove?
He's doing the stove. Oh my goodness! So he's gonna get a scout, a DT, and what else do you need for the stove?
I think arbiters after that.
Just arbiters? Oh my god! He's got the robotics facility.
What's going on?
Oh my goodness. His goal in this game is to build every tech building in the game.
Are we going to see the buffet? I don't remember any stove variations having a robo bay in it. Unless it's
oh my god.
We're insane. You know what the worst part about this is? Hero sees everything.
This is wild. This is wild.
I mean, like, I don't even know if Hero knows what the reaction is, because you don't see this at all. So he's gonna have the Hydra then to block off the Corsairs or the Scout or whatever you
right.
gonna build, but then what?
Hero is baffled, and he's playing a really strange game also, just because he's so baffled by what's going on. But he can't see the tech completely behind what Jaehoon has. I love this. This is an amazing game already. I can go to sleep happy after this.
Alright, so I don't think you're gonna make a scout, but okay, so it's gonna be a one-base Reaver.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, and he wants the Corsairs to pick off the Overlords and drop the Reavers in. But the Hydras should be a decent defense.
Right, and we're gonna have the Spire come up pretty soon, so the Corsairs should be at least be deflected by the Scourgers, or at least the Surge can dive into that shuttle with the Reavers in it. I don't think this is going to work for Jaehoon, though.
Well, Hero is looking a little light on drones right now, and I wonder when he's going to focus on building more drones and getting that worker count higher.
I don't think he has that time to build drones.
No, not at all. I mean, you really have to react to your opponent, and so if Hero does react correctly here, we're going to see the brilliance of him in this matchup. Because Jaehoon's really like showing how you can do something so varied that it forces your opponent to really have to think about the matchup instead of playing to the just innate nature that you've taught your hands to play with in this matchup.
Right. So it looks like the Corsair is going to be in the main base now. That should be able to take down the Overlord because the Hydras don't have speed yet.
Right. That Overlord is going to get really low. It might just go down here. Is he going to commit to it? A few more shots. Oh, the Corsair, though, lost all its shields. Got really low on health. And the Scourge. Oh, they're just going to skate right by it. Jaehoon sees, though, that there is a low drone count. And this is looking like a ZVZ. And when you look at Hero's base right now.
Yeah, but wait, what's going on? Why is...
Here come the mutas. XKCD. I am the prophet.
Yeah, but you're a prophet. I feel like you're a prophet for the wrong reason.
Oh my god, he's got GG. Oh, the hoon. The hoon. Oh, this is a 5-star game.
I mean, I thought Jaehoon would see the mutas come out because his Corsair the match while the mutas were popping out.
He's just he's
he saw
just
this player,
figuring
too.
out what happened.
I think both players are figuring out what just happened. Hero's like, I'm gonna make a couple Mutilis because at least I can do some damage with it, right?
Right. Hero can't believe it. He's not even smiling yet because he's just trying to figure out if that was a practice game or if that actually happened.
I don't even know what happened. That's just so random. Like,
Guys, this is what happens. This is what happens when you go one gate, gas, Stargate, robotics facility opening.
And then mix a Nexus and then a Forge and then a Templar Archive.
Oh my god.
Where's the gateways? Like, Jacob saw Hero had low drone count, right?
Right.
You know the Hero should have some kind of big army coming up. Like,
right.
Did he feel that the Reaver was just going to be sufficient enough to hold the ground forces? It might be, but did he ever consider the Mutilis being popping out?
Well, what I thought Jaehoon was expecting is for the Reaver to climb up at an upward angle on the Nexus, being able to propel Scarabs into the air, and then blast the Mutas out of the sky.
Well, it's not Darkcraft, it's the big one. Cannon.
This was the craziest game I've ever seen.
This is probably the funniest game of the night.
Oh, God.
The funniest game of the round of 16. People are going to look at it and be like, we still don't know what happened, what the players were thinking. That felt like a real, something that a Protoss player would do an Icy Cup at the D- levels. Build everything.
Right. Man, I really want to know, personally, if that build has worked against any Zerg in practice. Do you think, like, a Zerg was trolling him and was like, hey, Hoon, you want to practice? And he goes, yeah. And so the Zerg, like, says, oh, you should do this build. Let's see how it works out. And then pretends to lose.
Oh, man.
I mean, how do you come to that? How do you, as a professional player, for this much? I mean, as an amateur myself, I would never have done that build. Oh, I'm sure I did in my past, but against Hero, no. You can be better than this. Put 2 gates right outside his outside his natural, and just storm in a bunch of zealots. Something. Wow.
Oh, man. I can't believe it still. Why go through all that trouble just to get a Reaver so you can make a Nexus? Why not just do a standard Forge expand build? Man. What can we say?
Yeah, well, that was an extremely quick one. I love these new maps. I'm just going to point that out.
But I feel a little bit disappointed because we've yet to still see a longer game on this map.
Yep.
Every game's been like over in like 9 minutes. I want to see like a long game, like a long macro game. I want to see how this map really does play out. Oh man.
Well, guys, we have one more group to go, and no tiebreakers so far. And everything lies in the balance of Free this time. A better Protoss player. One of the dragons trying to defend his title here. And Bisu, the only other dragon in the round of 16 to advance.
Right. Wasn't Movie a dragon though? Well, he lost, so definitely.
I do not think Movie was a dragon. Am I wrong? Man, way to just totally give me the question. Oh my god. There's no way. Let me see. I'm gonna.
Well, we're the 6 dragons, so we had Bisu, Shork, Mini, right?
No, Mini was definitely not good enough.
Mini the dragon, so you have Free, then you have Cal. Who's the 6th guy?
Okay, here it is. It's Bisu, Stork, Best, Jongbi, Cal, Free.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright.
Right. So, yeah, because Best was on the team with Bisu, you would say that they had the strongest Protoss lineup of any team. But Best was really, like, he had some heavy slumps, and who would you say had the best Protoss lineup if not SKT? I mean, sometimes when Stork was doing well with some of his other Protoss teammates, Samsung Kong was pretty good.
Stork would do well, then his teammates would step up.
Right. But there was never another reliable Protoss player on Samsung Kong. There was Grape. Do you remember Grape? He was pretty decent.
Yeah, actually, he was pretty good.
Is he playing? I thought I saw him playing some of the Sonic games.
I think he might be doing his military right now.
Yeah. Then of course
John
John
Best is in military right now.
Yeah.
Just got out recently, so.
Oh well, Jongbi was on Con, wasn't he? Okay, totally forgot about that. I would say that Stork and Jongbi, when at the end, might have been just as strong or stronger than Bisu and Best.
Oh wait, remember in the Casper Day, Bisu's always been held back by PvT.
Right. But Best, if he got the PvT matchup, then they were pretty much guaranteed.
Right, and then the Protoss players would cover each other's bad matchups for the most part.
Yeah, but Stork and Jongbi were just better individual league players.
Right.
But as far as pro league went, Bisu definitely excelled above all the other Protoss players.
Yep.
Let's see here. And then it says Free made it to 2 semifinals during the Dragon period of reign. And it was the Club Day MSL in the GOM TV Season 2, but was eliminated 1-3 by Bisu and 0-3 by Jongbi.
I can see that happening.
He had a 75% win rate versus Zerg and 71% win rate versus Terran during that time. That's awesome.
Right.
I mean, that's like Flash level stats right there.
Yep. He was a monster.
Yeah. Well, all these guys were monsters. God, Jongbi had an 80% win rate during the Dragon reign.
Man.
Yeah. And Best had an 82% versus Terran win rate. Holy crap. No, my God, this gets uglier. Stork had an 85% win rate versus Terran. God, Terrans must have been quivering during this time period. Oh, that's nuts. But of course, then Bisu had the 73% overall win rate, which topped everybody. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Hang out, guys. Like us on Twitch. Tweet us. Do something. Go say shenanigans on Reddit. All right, Mr. Smagginley. Bisu's next game is going to probably be in 2 weeks. The round of 16s playoff, the round robin style games, if they're going to happen, which we won't know until after Group D, would be next weekend, which means that we will not be able to see games scheduled until possibly 2 weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks. But it seems like the KSL is going to be run pretty smoothly and consistently.
They have been running quite consistently for the last couple weeks. So
Right. The production has been awesome. And there has been no downtime due to technical difficulties, knock on wood. And that has been pretty impressive. Do you remember like all the Kespa stuff? Like back then I hated when Kespa difficulties happened because it took so long for them to get everything back in order.
and I feel like what could possibly take that long, you know?
Right.
Because StarCraft's such a simple game to set up.
Well, they did have the old computer systems. They were using XP. You know, maybe the new equipment they're using didn't install drivers correctly, so their keyboards wouldn't work.
Right, so, but usually the team would have the same setup in the studios that they would in team houses.
Right. I think there was a game where like Flash's keyboard broke too.
Oh, I remember that. You had to swap keyboards out.
Yeah. Kind of hard to PP when your computer breaks.
Yeah.
Guys, PP means please pause.
I actually, speaking about that, I hated the Casper rules on PP.
Right.
Like, if you type like 3 PPs or 1 P, you would just get like penalty for that.
Right. Or how about the game, I'm trying to remember who it was, versus Flash. It's recorded the shortest game ever, where the person left during the countdown because they had selected the wrong race in the race selection screen, and then Kespa counted that as a win for Flash.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let me see if I can find that. It's under the Book of Records. If you don't know, there's a Book of Records on Team Liquid, guys.
You should bump that thread.
Oh, it's awesome. I reference it all the time. Book of Records, Team Liquid. You can just Google it right there. God, my computer's running so slow. As long as the stream runs fine, though, I honestly do not care. But what else do we got going on here? I guess we're seeing that Bisu game again. They've shown that one so many times now.
it was a good game to watch, man.
It was pretty entertaining. You know, Pusan did really entertain us in all his games.
Right. Like he's always gonna play for the fans, you know. In the end.
Oh, absolutely. All right, my computer's like crapping out right now.
That's not good.
Let's see. No, that's not good at all. I don't want you guys to lose me here. All right, let's see. I just closed that extra page down here. All right, tell me something you see on the screen to make sure we're synced up. Tell me when the Reaver comes out.
Reaver comes into the main base right now. Busan Fire too scared, but it's gonna be a duds. That's
all right, sounds good.
Yeah, now we're back live in the studios.
Woo woo! Back in the studio.
It looks like, because I don't know. You never know if it's going to be an actual live game or just going to be like a random. Okay, now we are live. All right.
Guys, thank you so much again for watching this with us. It is totally awesome that you're hanging out here. And I hope that we are providing a sufficient English coverage for all of you.
Yeah, let us know if there's anything we could work on or improve for the later parts of the tournament.
Even if it's audio problems or if you just really hate our voices, we don't care. We can handle the criticism as adults.
That's why we're here, you know? We want to provide the best possible English coverage, and you got to help us out, you know?
Right? You got to be critical. You got to be mean. You got to hit us where it hurts, you know? Give us scars in our hearts.
I think I need enough scars. I need more scars. No.
You don't need any more scarring?
Nah. I can take some criticism, you know, but...
Okay, guys, you loving the XKCD.
There's difference between constructive criticism and then just flat-out heckling. I'll put it that way. Like, you're just going to flat-out heckle people. Like, I don't think they're going to pay attention to that. But you get, like, you know, constructive criticism. For, like, example, you should fix this because this or that.
Right.
That's something that we can take into and work on for the next couple of broadcasts for the rest of the tournament. And also probably for the rest of the year. Because it's only going to get better from now on. We're just basically, this is the year of Boot War. We're just starting.
Well, here we go. Here we go. In the chat it says, "You guys sound like nice gentlemen. I feel like I need a cane and a top hat now."
Oh, a top hat, hey. Hey, Mr. BisuDagger, what do you think about this game?
Well, you know what? If you want a British accent, then you should go to Salestream. I'm sorry, that's the SSL, guys. If you're looking for a true gent.
If you want to have high-level discussions over tea and grapes with a true gentleman,
yes.
Watch.
If you want to eat a crumpet during a reaver drop, go to the SSL, please. We have the American stream over here in the KSL.
This is a stream of freedom.
Yeah. I mean, XKCD was in Chicago. He knows how to shank people now.
I'm from Chirac.
That's right. And I'm from the South, so, you know, I'm probably just busy inbreeding when I'm not casting.
No, that's Florida. I don't think Florida's inbreeds. I think that's like the Bible Belt. Is Florida even considered part of the Bible Belt?
Oh, no. Florida is known as the schlong of America.
Yeah, that's because both true geologically and culturally.
Right. Oh, yeah, there's like a Reddit thread that, like, stupid people in Florida.
Or the whole subreddit.
There was literally a woman. There was a woman who put her kids inside of a van and then drove the van into the ocean so she could kill everybody.
Oh my goodness.
She just drove it. She drove it through the beach. Like, she drove the van onto the beach through like a public area, and then it went like 10 yards into the ocean and sunk like halfway down. That's it. Like, obviously a van can't just drive into the ocean.
All right, so I'm looking at the Florida man subreddit.
Right.
A Florida woman insults grandmother for declining Facebook friend request.
Right. There was an old man in Tampa who, this is after the Trayvon Martin case, who shot, it was a retired cop. He shot a man in the movie theater because he was playing on his phone. And then he claimed stand your ground law against the kid he shot. Oh, someone's asking about this Book of Records thing. So you talk about relevant stuff. I'll see if I can get my internet to work.
All right, so it's going to be the last game of tonight, basically. This is the other game that's going to determine tiebreakers. So we're going to have Free versus Piano. Free's been piecing it up, basically, with PvT. And Piano's, I think he's been quite sloppy in his TVP. Like, it seems like whenever Piano plays against the Protoss, he gets a bit flustered. And
yeah.
Remember, this is actually a rematch because they played each other in the SSL.
Yes, and Piano won.
No, Free won.
Wait, did he? Yes.
Yeah, because, Free won for the proxy gateway.
Yeah, that was the weird game, wasn't it? With like the 7 pylon or something.
Yeah, it was the proxy gateway, and then Piano responded with a proxy in-base factory and Free's main, which didn't get scouted until like 20 minutes into the game. Right. So that was kind of a weird game. So it looks like we'll see what both players are going to pull off. Remember, this is actually the second game we're going to have on Demian for tonight. So if we're going to ask you to see a strange game like that, we're probably going to see it again. Because both players like to do like very unorthodox builds. So I'm excited for this. But let's also look at the tiebreaker scenario. So right now, Free is 2-0 in this group, and then we have Mong, who finished with 2-1, and then we have Piano 1-1, and then C's been knocked out 0-3. So what's going to happen is, if Piano wins, it's going to be a 3-way tiebreaker between Free, Mong, and Piano. But if Free wins, then he will advance with going 3-0, and then Mong will still be safe in second place out of that group, going with 2-1.
Right.
So now then the question is going to be, which player has the which player is going to win? I feel like Free should win this matchup. But then again, it's the new map, so anything could happen. I don't think we've seen a Terran versus Protoss on this map yet, so...
do we want to give an over-under on how long we think this game is going to last?
I'm hoping for, like, 30 minutes. Because I just want to have at least one game in round of 16 where we go that long.
just so we could start, thinking about how this map plays out. But I feel like it's going to take like another 10-minute game at most.
Right. I'm hoping for maybe a base trade / draw after 60 minutes into a proxy gateway victory in the next game.
A rematch.
Right.
I mean, does